heading down a few miles south to just north of Ashmore. Got some of our custom acres that we're gonna get knocked out today. I think there's only 65 acres here, but he's also got another 40 just back up north that we might get to. So I'm pulling ahead with the combine just because Dad's actually busy doing something today. He got his silage chopped last night, so he wants to get some manure spread on it before we get real busy. Because if we wait till after we're done with harvest, then it'll probably be too wet to get out and spread it. This, that, and the other. So he's going to get that done today. He'll be done sometime early this afternoon. But we're going to go ahead and get started on these beans with Adam. So I'm pulling the head down here, going to get parked and go back and get the 2 trucks. Luke's got his head with his truck, and he's going to get his combine. So that'll be good, and then we'll get going on this. Should be pretty nice. There's a few yellow leaves in there, but I don't think anything to worry about. Just going to get drier as the day goes on anyway, because it's 90 degrees and breezy. So stuff dries out really, really fast, but we'll get parked up here and get all the things situated. And I think actually Jonathan's going to run this, and I'll be trucking, but I might hop in with him for a little bit while we get started out. Well, we just got about everything going now. Just got the trucks moved down here. And there's Luke going over there. Jonathan's in there with him. He's going to go ride down to Dad's combine, which is parked on the side of the road. Get it in the header pulled in, and then get it hooked up, and we'll be going. So I'm just going to sit around here for a while until we get a load just here along the highway. The rows run north and south, so after we get it opened up a little bit, I'll probably end up parking back over there. Make it a little easier for the combine since we're not using the grain cart yet. Like I said, that'll probably be done later on this afternoon. Then he can bring a cart down and should be able to get this knocked out no problem this afternoon. And I'm guessing we're just going to go right across the road right there. That's the field that was planted in 3 different dates. It's 125 acres. The 70 that we got planted first should be about ready to go tomorrow. Probably just get this done today, then hopefully starting that tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see. Like I said earlier, we got another 40 acres of this custom stuff that we got in early. That should go as well. So we'll have some stuff here at the end of this week that we should be able to stay busy on, which will be good. So we'll once we get this first load taken in the elevator, we'll see what the moisture is. Well, we're back up and going again. We're probably 3.5 miles south of the shop right now, working on a 60. We weren't in too big a hurry this morning, just because I think that's all we're going to worry about today and probably for the next couple days. We got 120 right across the road that could maybe go in another day or two, but we'll just see how that goes. We're not too big a hurry, so actually right now we're just running 2 combines and 2 semis, and no grain cart. Dad is actually spreading some manure right now on some corn we just had chopped for silage. So while he's doing that, we thought we'd come down here and try this 60 out. It's not too far from the elevator, so we're not going to be pressed for time and people. So that's why we're going to be able to do all right with no grain cart. So things are going pretty smooth now. It took me a while to get everything hooked up and going, but beans are about 11% right now, looks like, which we don't really want them to be any drier, but they're honestly a little drier than I thought they'd be. There's kind of some low spots in this field with some yellow stuff, but it's all blended in pretty good. So we should get this 60 acres knocked down pretty quick, no issue. There's like 57 on this side, and then there's a little ditch right there with a couple acres on that side. But after that, we may be sitting around for another couple days. That's just kind of how it goes, getting things kicked off, especially with this year with all the rain we had. Stopping and starting the planting, we really is going to kind of spread things out. Hopefully next week we should be able to just go and then not stop. It's supposed to be, well, the past few days have been in the mid-80s, and the next few days at least are supposed to be in the mid-80s, so things are going to start drying down pretty quick. And then so hopefully next week we'll just be able to drop it in and go. But things are going good so far. beans aren't yielding too bad. They were planted, these are 2 9s, and the 120 acres that we did last week were also 2 9s, but these were planted like almost a month later. So we think we can maybe see that a little bit in the yield, but we'll just have to see once we get across more of this field and add up the tickets. That's crazy what, especially on beans, what planting date can do. That's why we try to push as hard as we can to get our beans in as early as possible and as many planted in a short amount of time as possible. But we're just getting started, so we'll see how things progress throughout the season. Well, let's see how long my iPad lasts. When I turned it on and I got this field is at 1%. But I went and it was plugged in, but it was plugged in as soon as I turned it on. So I started up the FieldView app, and that app draws a ton of power. Even with good chargers, it still sometimes doesn't keep up. Like if you have like a regular Apple charger, those don't even hardly work because they won't keep up. But I just let it charge for a couple percent up to 3%, and now it's back on 1%. So I don't know how much data we're going to have on this iPad for this field, but hopefully this charger can keep up even on 1%. But, well, just kaput on me, so maybe we'll try a different charging port. Let's see. Boy, it'll reach, but just barely. See if this has got any more juice. It's not ideal, but we'll see how that works. Getting things going now. You can't be able to see very well, but there's one semi, and there's the other one next to the edge of the road. Matthew's gonna have to do a little bit of walking, but that's all right. We'll just keep leapfrogging the semis, follow combines. And this field's not super wide. It's longer than obviously it's longer than it is wide, so it won't be too bad for it. Dumping now at the elevator, first load. Funny, their probe set is broken, so I had to get to sample the old-fashioned way. Get the old coffee can. So we'll get back to the scales, get empty weight, and then see what this moisture is. They seem to be cutting well, so that's good. The moisture is 13.2, which is just perfect, but I went to go dump this, and the guy at the elevator wasn't able to get the door open very well, so we got to looking, and somehow or another this has ever so slightly gotten bent down. You can see just how close that is right there. It actually touched it a couple times. And see over here, this one has got a nice space on it. So I have no idea what happened. I was able to get it bent up a little bit with the handle, but I'll get it bent, try to get it bent up again. See what happens. Actually, I can't tell. Looks like this aluminum piece right here might be bent. I'll look at it. I think if we just don't close it all the way slam tight, it'll be a lot better. We can leave it one notch, I guess technically looser if you will, and it still seals all the way but doesn't get all jammed up in there. I think that brace is what's bent, so I'll have to get that checked out this evening. But I'm walking over to the other truck now, so. There's this field right next to the bean field. We're cutting this. We farm this field right here too, and obviously you can tell that this that corn right there has got a long way to go. Now I'm not for sure what relative maturity it is, but stuff's going to be, like I said earlier, stuff's going to be pretty spread out this year, I think, fortunately. But sorry, I try to get the GPS going and throttle up and lower the head down, but things are going to be a bit more spread out this year, so hopefully we don't get to running too late. I'd say on an average year we're done anywhere from Halloween, 30th, 31st of October to the 5th to 7th. The past few years it's been a little later. But the first few days of November is when we're usually done, and I don't know if we're going to get done in that time frame or not, but we'll see. We're going to push as hard as we can. Hopefully we can get stuff done. It's always really close because me, Matthew, and Luke, and a bunch of our buddies, about 8 of us, 10 of us, usually go to North Dakota on a hunting trip the week before Thanksgiving. So if you can imagine wrapping up harvest first couple days of November and then trying to get the rest of the tillage done and then leave on a trip usually about the 15th of November, 12th, 13th of November can be kind of stressful. So since it's going to be a little later, I think we actually decided we're going to go after Thanksgiving around the 1st of December. So that's going to give us a bit more time, but hopefully we'll get all the tillage wrapped up before it gets too wet and muddy. I remember, I don't know if it's been 2 or 3 years ago now, we had several hundred acres that we didn't get work that we wanted to, and that was a real pain the next spring. So that's why we're big advocates of get everything worked in the fall, and then it really dries out nicely in the springtime. So we'll just have to see how things go. We got about we're probably a little over halfway down this field, so it's a little before 3 o'clock now. So it's not gonna be a late night or anything, which is fine with me. Although I do enjoy running at night. I think if we had our own like great big bin set up, I'd run to about 10 every night. It'd be great. You could get a lot done between when the elevator closes and then a couple more hours, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Always as a kid growing up, I thought it'd be so cool to run 2 combines, and here we are going side by side. It's pretty fun to do this. I think I'm outrunning it a little bit, but we got one strip left right here, and then just a few more rounds to the road right there. We'll be done. Looks like both semis are here, and I don't know how well you can see it, but that's where we're hauling to, only about a mile away, and there's just maybe 1 or 2 other guys from what I can see hauling in there, so we're keeping up just fine. The dumping on the ends with no cart slows us down a little bit, and unfortunately puts a few more hours on the combines, but it's not something we do really at all. So this one time's not going to kill us, but we'll get this knocked out and get stuff moved back to the shop. Taking this truck back to the shed now. You can see
okay, I thought you had it.
There they are out there.
Sure.
We're going to go back and get Luke's truck. Get hooked up to the header carts down here. And unfortunately, we do have this little bitty triangle piece right here that goes with that. So we'll get that, and then that'll be it for this evening. Probably have, I don't know if the rest of it will fit on that truck or not, but get that dumped off and hopefully take a look at that one piece on that trailer and get it fixed. Headed back to the shop now with the equipment. By the time I got back to the field, they had everything all loaded up, so that was nice. I was figuring I was going to have to wait for a minute and then help them unhook stuff, but hey, that's all right with me. So we'll get this stuff moved back, then someone bring me back after the truck, and I'll dump that last partial load, and that should be it for the evening. Well, made it back to the shop with this combine and this bean head. Matthew and Luke are on the way back with the other combine and the pickup and head, and then we get these parked to go back and get the semis, and that'll be it for today. I think that's all we got for this video. Really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys next time.